Let's Vámonos.
Hi, my name is Premium Financial Services. Are you looking to start or grow your business? Need help managing your finances? I know it can be overwhelming, and that's why I offer CFO services to help make your financial goals a reality. As a CFO, I provide guidance in developing and executing business strategies to ensure that your finances are in order. I bring expertise in accounting, financial strategy, budgeting, financial reporting, and risk management. I specialize in helping small and medium-sized businesses, including startups and early-stage companies, by providing essential advice tailored to the needs of your specific business. Please contact us at 832-990-0403.
Hey everybody, we are live. This is Let's Vamonos Live, and I'm your host, Desiree. We are here inside the Cameron Ironworks building at the cargo couch spot. Y'all, we made it without any hiccups. This is a miracle. Season 3 is going to be awesome. I can already feel it. So we're super excited because this is Season 3 and this is EP.1, numero uno. So very excited for our guest today to start Season 3 off this fall season with a bang to some extent. So we're looking forward to it. We appreciate y'all joining. We will be checking on y'all as we go through this live. Oops, let me make sure, let me lower that, guys, sorry. But we will be checking on y'all as y'all join. So I do see some of y'all are joining. Thank y'all so much for joining. First things first, so y'all, as we know, we like to start with the community events that are going on, and we have some really cool community events going on for this September. As y'all know, we are sponsored by Shop Local Market, who is one of our sponsors who helps sponsor our community events all year round. So you can go and shop, eat, drink, and shop local anywhere here in Houston. So let's start with those community events. So first up, we have Houston Farmers Market. So as y'all know, Houston Farmers Market is doing a Hispanic Heritage Celebration Market this September, starting September 15th. Please check it out. Go follow Houston Farmers Market. Go follow Shop Local Market. We're super excited to be able to share this event to celebrate Hispanic. We have to celebrate starting September 15th through October 15th, so stay tuned for more events coming up for the future. But also, as y'all know, every Saturday and Sunday, Shop Local Market has a market at Houston Farmers Market every Saturday and Sunday, so you can join and be a part of the local market as well. So we're super excited about that. Stay tuned. We're going to be sharing more regarding also, as y'all know, Shop Local new location, and we're going to be sharing more about that. But I don't want to give all the chisme just yet. So stay tuned for that. If y'all want to go see a sneak peek, go check it out this weekend. That's just a hint. Go check it out this weekend. But if you're not subscribed to us, please go follow us, Let's Vamonos, on IG and Facebook, and subscribe on our YouTube. We are super excited to be growing our following on YouTube, and we would love to have more subscribers. So go show some love to my, and just so y'all know, this live will be streaming on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, but afterwards you'll only be able to catch it on YouTube. So definitely go check it out on YouTube if you're not able to watch it live. So we do see some people on. Thank you so much. Glam by Emily, my hairdresser, who always makes sure I'm beautiful. My mom is on, of course. I see Fuecito and Co is on. Freckles Face is on. Bronze Amber is on. Thank you. Today. What else do we have for y'all today as far as community events? Oh, we do have a really cool community event that is happening this month as well, and we want to share with y'all a short clip and video about it.
We have it, the Slingshot Fan Fest, September 16th. Make sure y'all come back out.
Money follow. Going all out of town, they never seen no jet. Talking down on me, but they don't send no threats. If I'm the best, with the best. Baby, come fuck with the best. Off with the best, off with the best. Going all out of town, bitch, they about to order me a jet. They still talking my name, bitch, you never seen no threat. Double G on my set. Be hating, be talking, man, you ain't seen it, no threat. Going all out of town. Bitch, them about to call me a jet. Run it the best.
Shout out to everybody who came tonight. We really appreciate y'all. Like I said, September 16th, I go by the name of You So Love. We will be back.
Thank you so much to Slingshot FanFest. Go follow them on Instagram if you want more information on how to get tickets. I will be sharing as well more details in my stories as well. So go follow there as well if you want to get tickets or want to join the celebrations on September 16th. As y'all know, we opportunities for y'all to market and advertise your small business. So if you're a small business or a medium business or even a big business, we can market and advertise your business here on our episodes. We are having new segments, so we're going to be streaming not just one time a week anymore, guys, 3 times a week. And I wanted to share really quickly about that. So some of y'all have already seen that we are going live every Monday and Wednesday with our new segments. Or if y'all saw on Monday, it was Monday with Madres, or Monday with Madre, which is my mom. So we're going to be joining y'all every Monday live streaming from her kitchen to talk about all the things regarding what it's like as far as advice that she could give as a Mexican mom. Because y'all, Mexican moms, they're tough, man, and they give the best advice sometimes too. So stay tuned next Monday. We're going to share all the things. If y'all have some topics y'all would like for us to talk about, please let us know as well. As y'all know, on Wednesdays, we just had just yesterday, we shared the featured collaboration with Thrive and Life podcast. They're going to be sharing their pre-recorded episodes with us once a week, and eventually we're going to have them go live as well, but we're just trying to warm y'all up to the podcast. Please go follow them on Instagram as well as Thrive and Life podcast, where you can find them and support them on Spotify as well. What is next, guys? I think that's it. So, no further ado, let's go ahead and bring on our wonderful guest, Adonis. Come on down, Adonis. As we like to say, come join us on the pink couch. And we're going to get adjusted here. He even brought the bevs and everything.
Yep. So
let's see here. Thank you so much, guys, for y'all that are joined with us today. And we're going to talk about the trend. So let's see who's on. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. I'm waving at everybody, y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Scooch up a little bit.
Yep.
Scooch so they can see you. There you go. Because you're gonna want to see this. You're gonna want to be able to see the screen because we're about to talk about Trending Chisme.
Okay.
Have you heard about the Trending Chisme topics here on this show?
I have not.
You have not. So he's coming in blind, y'all. So we actually polled all our supporters on Instagram about these topics, and we're excited to share about what they thought and what some of the Trending Chisme is happening over the last few days. So let's start with, where did it go? Here it is. Have you heard about the, let's scooch over here. There you go. We're going to enlarge this. Trending Chisme. So, husband abandons wife for being late and the internet is taking his side. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
Oh my goodness. So, we polled our supporters and said, would you get on the plane if your spouse was late? Question mark. Yes. 56% said yes. 33% said no. And I messed up, y'all. I was having a brain fart here. No, we are a team. So 33% said no. And then 11%, they're always late. So have you ever been with somebody or had a friend that was always late?
I think we all have one of those.
Right?
Yep.
You were early. You were here early on time. So I don't think
my friends are probably like, "What, he was?"
So they're probably like, "Oh, you're the late one then, huh?"
Yeah, I am.
So would you? But if you were in a relationship, obviously, would you leave your significant other like off the plane and still go on?
I wouldn't dare. I've been late too many times to be judgmental like that.
Right. So this was an interesting story. I highly encourage y'all to go follow more about this story because it wasn't just black and white. There was a lot
more to it.
There's more to it.
Okay.
Obviously, she was always late, but the person that they were going to go, his daughter, not their daughter. So they were always late to see his daughter. Yes, it's real juicy, y'all. It's very juicy. So it
sounds like a little more to that.
There is definitely more to it. Me, on the other hand, I would heck no, would never leave my husband. My husband is very timely. He would never leave me either. He said, but I'm also not a habitual late person because he's so. So I'm like, oh crap, I gotta get my stuff together. You know, like I'm like, he usually tells me, hey, you got like 5 minutes. Like you got a time limit here. So we want to hear from y'all. Would y'all leave y'all's spouse or significant other? Let us know. We're going to check here on Instagram. Let's see what they say here. I would leave her / him too.
Man.
Dang, savage.
It's cold out there, man.
Savage. You have to read the full story, though. It's not just about being late for him. Yeah, there's definitely more to it. So thank you so much, Emily. She's my hairdresser. So she keeps it real. She keeps it real. So, yeah. Any of y'all else out there, are y'all the late people? Let us know if y'all are the late people. Because if you are the late people, then I get it too. Like, you know, y'all can be late. But we see how, no, mine will be mad at me. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So if you're where we're getting these Instagram, so if you're watching from Instagram, you can see these comments. YouTube and Facebook, y'all can share comments as well. We want to see them. We want to hear them. So that's the first Trending Chisme topic. The next one is not as juicy as that one, but totally relevant. The next one is, have you heard that Love is Blind is coming to Houston?
Love is Blind. I've heard of that. What do I know that name from?
It's Netflix dating reality show.
That's what that is. That's why it looks familiar. Okay.
Yes.
I never watched it, but it's good?
It is good.
Okay.
It's also hosted with Nick and Vanessa. Nick from 98 Degrees. What's his last name? Nick what? Nick Lachey.
Oh, Nick Lachey.
I had a moment. Nick Lachey, and then Vanessa, his wife. She was like a former Miss America or Miss Universe or something. But they hosted. We polled our supporters. Who's watching? 75% said yes. 25% said no. So, are you interested now that we've talked about it?
Was it? I'm trying to figure out. Was Nick Lachey? Was he the one that was married to Jessica Simpson?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yes.
where I know his name from. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is season 5, and I'm so excited that they're going to be in Houston. They've already got the cast out. They've already shown them. So go follow on Love is Blind Instagram. You can see the whole cast. See if you know anybody. You might know somebody. But you would have heard it by now, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I'll take a look and see.
Yeah, they're all walks of life. So they're representing Houston. So we want to know, are y'all going to be watching as well? Let us know. Let's see. Oh, we got some. We got some comments here. So if you are going to be watching Love is Blind, let us know in the comments. We want to know, or if you are already watching it, let us know. I'm excited just because it's Houston, and so like these people are representing our city to some extent, like the single dating life. So we're going to see how bad it is or how good it is.
You know, they say Houston's finesse capital, so might be a little interesting.
We're going to see what the single life is out there, y'all. This is why I watch the dating shows. I'm married, so I don't have to, luckily, knock on wood, I don't have to deal with any of that. But it is, it's fun to watch, like relationships and stuff. I'm really a sucker for that kind of stuff, especially reality TV. Oh, we've got a comment here. Let's see if I can pull it up. I see it's coming through from, I think this is coming from Facebook here. Christina says, definitely watching. I have friends of friends who are on the show. Ooh, friends of friends. I love that. Like, 6 degrees here. There is definitely a 6 degree, like, of relevancy. So let's see if anybody else is chatting on The Pom Pom Peak says, I can only take 90 Day Fiance as my trash TV, but maybe I'll watch for Houston. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Check it out, Kelly. It's some good stuff. It's some good stuff. Christina also says that she's single. Just for anybody that wants to know, she is single. So we appreciate y'all coming on here and chatting with us on these trending chisme topics. I think that's it. Let me make sure though, because I could be wrong. I don't want to lie on the trending chisme. Oh, the last one was, which is relevant to our coffee. Are you a pumpkin spice lover? So obviously September. Are you getting your PSL fix, y'all? I'm drinking a pumpkin spice iced pumpkin Segundo Coffee Lab. Polled 100% said pumpkin spice for life. I know that's not a current poll, but I do know it's pretty accurate. Most people said yes. Are you a pumpkin spice drinker?
Actually, I've gotten it the last 2 days, so I guess I am. I didn't expect it to be around in September. I thought I had to wait till October or November in order to get the pumpkin spice, but
Iced or hot?
it depends on how I'm feeling.
Okay.
Start off the season, it's ice because it's still pretty hot outside.
Yeah. That's why I got ice. And then also, just so y'all know, they also have maple pecan flavor for the fall. It's delicious as well. I've had that one as well. So that's a shout out to Segundo Coffee Lab for all of their wonderful coffee drinks. But yeah, pumpkin spice is here. There are some people that have been waiting for it. There's some people that have been saying, like, PSL even tried to make me drink anything else.
Oh yeah, you got some loyal pumpkin spice consumers.
Yes, for sure. Let's see if anybody's saying. Oh, we got Glam by Emily says, I'm an apple crisp lover. Ooh, that's a good fall flavor. Or a s'mores lover. Yes, I like s'mores as well. So we're definitely interested in that. We see Connie Leon that just jumped on. Hey, amiga, we appreciate you joining us today. And all of you I haven't mentioned, y'all. Camit Photo Booth, Insightful Babes, The Multitude Experience, Gerardo Herida Art. Thank y'all so much for joining. We really appreciate y'all being on here with us. So let's move on though. Let's talk about all the things diversity, all the things Adonis. Oh, we got another comment though here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what they're saying. Somebody said, not for me. I'd rather have a pumpkin pie.
Not mad at that.
Oh, each their own. It's still pumpkin, so like you can't, that's good stuff right there. But we're gonna move along, y'all. We appreciate all the comments on the Trending Chisme. So if you ever want to chime in on the Trending Chisme, go do so on IG Stories. I share it usually Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then we just kind of go through that to be able to talk about whatever's trending. If you have a Trending Chisme topic you want to share with me, also do that as well, and we can also talk about that on the stories as well. So let's get to it though. We always like to start off the conversation with our guests as well with a fun fact about yourself. So anything you'd like to share about yourself that maybe some of your fans or people that haven't met you yet would know something about you.
So yeah, I've been thinking about this question, and here is okay. So when I was 21, I had never been on an airplane before, never been out of the country before, and I decided to take a trip by myself on an airplane from Houston all the way to Paris, France.
Oh wow!
Alone.
Oh wow!
And it was the first time I had ever seen a written language other than Spanish in my life, and it was obviously, and it ended up being my introduction to international culture.
Wow!
So it's just a little fun fact about me.
That is a fun fact. I did not know that about you. So, parlez-vous français? Do you speak French?
Oui.
Ah, my mom would love that. My mom speaks more French than I do. I just know that. I just
a
know.
little bit. Look, enough to get me through the streets and to tell them to put cheese on there. Fromage.
Oh, that's sweet. That's all I know. Parlez-vous français? I don't even. That's as international as I get right there. That's super cool. I like that. So, first time being on a plane, first time going out of Texas? Your first time going out of the U.S.?
Out of the U.S., definitely the first time overseas.
Overseas, okay.
At that time, I hadn't been many places either. It was just a few. So I was new to traveling.
Yeah.
But that was definitely, I've always been the kind of person that instead of jumping into the shallow side of the pool, it's just jump into the deep end and just kind of get it over with.
Wow.
So it was definitely an opportunity, and I ran with it.
Wow. That's more to it. You don't have to write a book about that, because I'm sure there's more.
Coming.
Oh, it's coming?
It's coming.
Awesome. We're super excited. So if y'all don't know, Adonis is the founder and owner of Diverscity Clothing Company. Diversity with a C, not an S, a C, just so you know. And it really is I liked how you said it in the clip that we shared. The official Houston. I really like that. That was one of the first times I met you. You had shared about your brand. Mm-hmm. Is it still the unofficial official, or is it now the official?
So I guess that's up to the
consumer.
I guess that's up to the consumer, you know. But hopefully, I'm doing enough to make people think of it in that way, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you speak things into existence, you know. The Cowboys been saying for years they're America's team.
Yeah.
So it's like I think people just kind of ran with that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I created it for it to be that, and hopefully it's lived up to that so far, and will it be expanded more moving forward?
Yeah. So you shared something super cool. So I asked him if he would have been busy this summer, because summer has been hot. Y'all, it's been hot. Like, what else? That's pretty much it. But you said you've been busy, specifically popping up. Where are you popping up at?
At Little Woodrow's in Edo.
Little Woodrow's in Edo.
Right.
Specifically during the games?
Right. Before the Astros game, but on some days, depending on what time, before the game as well.
Yeah. So obviously you're not just an Astros fan, but you're a Houston fan.
Right.
Born and raised in Houston?
Born and raised.
Born and raised. Is there something that just like all of a sudden drew you to want to start a Houston brand? Like, what was the epiphany moment to like be like, oh, I want to start a Houston brand? Because you could have done any brand.
True. So I learned, I think it was necessarily an epiphany to start a Houston brand. It was more of growing up in Houston and looking around and not really seeing certain things be available.
Okay.
I remember being in middle school and all the kids were wearing Jabots, and NYC Fubu was one of the popular brands, and we all enjoyed that, you know. But what I learned was those brands kind of told the story, you know, and a lot of those stories were based on New York. Like I consider New Yorkers, I consider them the kings of telling their own story and controlling the narrative.
Right.
Like they always, you know, when they say Brooklyn, they mean Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You know? And so we would be wearing all that kind of stuff here. And when you looked a little deeper into a lot of those brands, you found their story and them telling their story. And so I just, you know, I always thought to myself, well, where is Houston's things that tell its story, and if we did have something like that, what would that story be, and how would we tell it?
Right.
You know, because we were kind of, and I was talking to someone about this the other day, but Houston was kind of like a community city. Like people came here, but they didn't come here to stay. They kind of came here passing through,
Working.
right, working, or let's say you were a person that did do something on a grand scale that got national recognition. The next move was, you know,
You go to New York.
You go to New York.
Yeah.
You go to LA.
Yeah.
Many rarely stayed here, and I think that kind of made it look like we didn't really have an identity
Right.
as a city. We weren't a place to stay, but it's a place to kind of pass through,
Right.
or whatnot. But for the longest time, you know, we've been the fourth largest city in the United States, and really the cultural capital of the South for decades. Yeah. So I just I found that a little odd that we have our stories to tell, and we did have everything that everyone would look at a city to highlight and appreciate. But we just, you know, Houston wasn't really the kind of city that really told its story or controlled its own narrative or tooted their own horn. You know, Dallas does something significant, they make sure everybody knows about it.
Yes.
Houston can do something significant, nobody says anything, you know. And an example of that is the theater district. Theater district has been one of the top 10 in the country for a long time. people who live here probably don't even know that, you know, because we just never really told our own story like that. So I definitely would always kind of look around and I would always say, why don't we have this? Why don't we have that? And it was more so of one day kind of waking up and saying, well, nobody's going to do it. I guess I'll do it.
Right.
You
It
know?
hadn't been done already.
Right.
So we got some comments here. Kelly the Pom Pom, she's from Queens, as she says.
Look at her representation.
But Houston has my heart. So we feel you, Kelly. We get you. So yeah, I feel you on that, because you're right. I did wear the FUBU brands.
Yeah, we all did.
That was growing up, right? We wore these brands that represented another larger city, but we're definitely in the top, like said, we're in the top 4.
Right.
So you started Diverscity. When did you start Diverscity?
In 2016.
Okay.
And that whole entire year, I spent my time just designing. I wanted to have about 12 designs before I actually started promoting anything. And so I spent most of that year while I was still in my day job, and just kind of getting everything together. And I finally did my first pop-up in December of 2016.
Wow.
And then 2017 was all about really promoting things that year.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, let's talk about the first time I met you, because actually the first time I met you, I had heard about you before I had met you. And then, fun fact, one of his, I guess you could say, models is my cousin. So Delina Marie, if y'all ever see Delina Marie on Instagram, on his stories or on his posts, that hot Latina is related to me. She's amazing. She's smart. She's gorgeous. She's got a lot going for her. And so she's a little bit of, I guess, unofficial spokesperson for your brand. Yep. She has definitely worn it with a lot of man, I want to look like that, and I want to wear that. Right.
And man, she would defend everything down to the T. If anybody talks about the brand, Delina's going to come for you.
Oh, there you go. I love it. So she is a loyal supporter. So I love that. So that's something super cool. But I started learning about your brand, and people were kind of telling me, hey, you need to Adonis. I was like, okay. So we finally met actually at a Carbach event that I was working with Shop Local Market. And we met, and I actually got to talk to you. And one of the things that really struck out with me, for me personally, was I love the Astros stuff. I love all the Houston stuff. But you have one shirt that has like all of the languages that are spoken here in Houston.
Right.
Which is super cool, because it just shows our true diversity and the true, I felt like it was also welcoming, hey, you're including not just a certain part of Houston, you're including all of Houston with that shirt. So tell us a little bit about that shirt.
So that was one of the original 12 designs from that year. And it's one of the designs that I wanted to make sure was always on display. And so the thought behind it was, obviously it's not every language that's spoken in Houston, but what makes it special is the languages that are featured on there come from people that I grew up knowing. As a native Houstonian, so these languages spoken here, I can say, yes, I know them personally. So it's just it's more of a snapshot of Houston, of real Houston, for everybody to kind of see and kind of, and I try to make things to where they kind of slightly educate folks a little bit, but at the same time, it makes you ask questions or opens up conversation about the meaning of it, and forces you to kind of go a little deeper with it. Which is what my intentions are, talking about the details.
Yeah, because, when you start thinking about all the diversity, when you start putting it in languages, you're like, oh, okay. Because even when you go to the airport, there's things in different languages at the airport as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the airport, but these are people that are actually residing here in our city.
Yep.
So that's super cool. So that was actually one of my first interactions with your brand, and just really getting an idea who you were as also a founder and a creator, which I thought was super cool, because you and I really appreciate that. So we got some more comments here. Madre con Vos, which is my mom. She says, thank you, help build Houston. Yes.
Nice.
We got Wazwa Samuel 76. Greetings. How are you doing? We're doing great. Wazwa Samuel, or Sam. I'm sorry. And then Jazzy Reyes, thank you so much for joining us as well. We appreciate it. But if y'all have any questions, please drop them below. Oh, I got some comments here from Facebook. Let's see. here's a comment. We have something in common. I never flew. My sis took me on my first flight to New York. Ah, okay. She got to go on her first flight to New York. That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Marie. We appreciate it. But yeah, so as far as your brand now, though, 2016, man, that was like, you've gone through now, the ice capade that we had just a couple years back.
Oh, man, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, the ice issue that that was just last year, right? I think
it was a couple years ago.
2 years. Oh, it was 2 years ago. But yeah, so we've gone through, our city has gone through a lot.
Right.
Has that affected your brand, or has that affected your creativeness on your brand?
Oh, absolutely. And not just affected the creativity side of it, but I think Hurricane coming out for party for the brand. Because if you remember that year, that was also the year the Astros were making their first championship run.
Yeah.
But Hurricane Harvey was significant for two reasons. I was doing my first trunk show the weekend that Harvey showed up.
Wow.
And it was, and I think I shared this with H-Town Happy Hour as well. But yeah, I covered all my bases, had a successful show. It's going to be indoors. The parking was covered. There was nothing that was going to stop the show from happening.
Right.
And then a few days, before that, you saw what was coming.
Yeah.
And it was going to be a direct hit. It wasn't going to miss us like some storm. It was coming directly, and there was no way it was going to miss us.
Yeah.
But that was just, that was one thing. That was like one day, and then the recovery. But what made Hurricane Harvey so significant is before Hurricane Harvey, the thoughts of Houston didn't really have city pride like other cities. When you think about city pride, obviously you think about New York, Boston. They have a reputation for being about their city. Chicago, Houston wasn't really thought of as a city that had city pride. But what Harvey showed was when the city stepped up and everyone was helping each other out. Folks sacrificing themselves to go dig people out of the water and so forth. You really saw the city come in. When that happened, I think everybody kind of noticed how close knit everyone was as a city. You had folks that were from Houston that were maybe moved to other cities, and you're looking online on Facebook and Instagram, and they were taking over. They were like, "My city is in trouble." Like they didn't say Houston; they said "my city."
Yeah,
that's a difference from what it used to be. Like they would just say, "Oh, Houston, oh, Houston," but folks were starting to take ownership. Like if you were from Houston, they were like, "No, those are my people."
Yeah.
So after that, I feel like things kind of changed to where not only did it show that Houstonians had pride in their city, but it was stronger than everybody realized. And maybe everybody thought that they didn't because they didn't have a way to show it. They didn't have any way to anything to kind of let them be an outlet for that.
Right.
So for me to have my brand already set up, and then you kind of match that with what the Astros were doing in the playoffs in the first championship, it kind of set up the brand to really be like that official, unofficial.
Yeah.
Like this is the way we show it, because there really was a void there. Like growing up, as far as our own stuff goes, it was either very urban or very plain, but nothing that appealed to everyone. That we could all be like, we want to put this in our suitcase when we're traveling. We can wear it anywhere. We can dress it up, dress it down. We didn't really have that, but when I feel that void, everybody really received it well and firsthand in a lot of those events, and seeing people's emotional reactions to it kind of let me know, people are mistaken. Houstonians love their city. Don't get it twisted.
No.
When they say H-Town down, they mean that.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely I love your passion for the city. We need more people out there talking like you do, and just talking about how proudful in a good way we are of our city, and how much our city can offer to our community.
Right.
My mom wants to know, where can I buy his products? Does he have a shop? Do you have a shop?
So I don't have a storefront at the moment. It's actually in the works for January, so hopefully I'll be able to make that announcement soon. Hopefully I'll be able to make that announcement soon. Is that me?
Is that your? Yeah, that's you. You got a timer.
I don't know what that is.
Alarm. That's the announcement he's going to make.
that announcement soon. But for the moment being, definitely at Woodrow's for any of the Astros games. But there's also the online store that you can shop it at anytime. Diverscity Clothing Co. .com, and that's where the majority of the catalog is going to be. Because at the pop-ups, there's like some of the best sellers, but there's a lot of stuff to choose from. That's not just shirts. I also have the art pieces on there. You have the duffel bags, the gym bags. You might have seen recently the swimsuit line that I'm currently working on a line of bomber jackets for fall winter.
Ooh.
That I think everybody's going to enjoy.
Wow.
And yeah,
That's
it's
exciting.
continuing to expand to all the areas where Houstonians, is going to be looking for stuff.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. We'll definitely be sharing all the information on our IG as well, so you'll be able to follow on the stories. We'll share his IG, Diverscity Clothing Co. on IG, and then also the web. Any more questions here on Instagram? But we really appreciate all of y'all that have joined and chatted with us. Let's talk a little bit about the fashion shows you mentioned, because that has been something super unique that I have seen that you definitely curated over these last couple of years to be something like an event, like a huge event for people to want to show up to, want to be a part of, and also just want to support as well, which I love that they're wanting to support that as well. The part of your bigger dream, like to have a fashion show in Houston?
Actually, no. I kind of walked into that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one I actually did was I was a part of the first fashion show at Discovery Green that was put on by Houston First and Launch, and it was myself and also Houston's own Chloe Dow that were a part of that show. Sydney Dow that works for Houston First. So that was the first one, and at that show is when I was approached by the folks at the Hispanic Alumni Association, and the one that they were going to be starting that's now, I think, in like year 4 or 5. So it was kind of like, I never really thought about doing fashion shows in that way, but it was a experience. And then when I got the chance to kind of be given more freedom to kind of curate things a little bit quick, it felt pretty natural. So I kind of stumbled across something that I didn't even know that I was even had a passion for, was good at, and it kind of made it something that's kind of, I think the sky's the limit with that. I think there's going to be more of that coming, and more so in a way that Houston hasn't seen before. That I'm gonna work on in the future as I get more of that those events under my belt.
Well, I think it's super cool. I'm definitely supporting, not this fall, maybe the next summer. Don't want to be a model. I ain't going to, no modeling for me. You ain't going to see me put on no suit, but we'll get Delina. Has Delina modeled for you on there?
She did do she did one a couple of years ago, I believe. Yeah.
Was not the first one, though, but a couple of years ago?
Yeah, the Adelante.
Adelante, yes. Awesome. Well, we're excited for it. I'm just so honored to have you here on the Vintage Ladies Pink Couch, because you have just been someone that people are talking about in the community. So that just says a lot about you, because people are saying, hey, you need to go talk to Adonis. Hey, you need to go check out his brand. So just so you know, people are definitely dropping your name in spaces. And so that's a big deal. When people drop people's names and say, hey, he's got a story, or he's got a brand, or he's got a passion, we want them here on the Pink Couch to talk about it. Anything else you'd like to share as far as regarding we always like to share a little bit of words of wisdom, or consejos. In Spanish is consejos. Would you like to share any words of wisdom about life or business, or anything that you'd like to share?
That's a good question. I always try to share something if I can. Definitely, whatever you're doing, whatever you're working on, to be an entrepreneur or in business. I was just talking to someone about this the other day, and I feel like a lot of us spend a lot of time trying to figure out what we want to do, or how we're going to go about it. And I know for me personally, it took me a while to realize that what I wanted to do was something that I had been doing, just didn't really notice it.
Right.
And so I guess My suggestion is if you're trying to figure out what you want to do or where your niche is, maybe go back and pay attention to what you kind of not knowingly been doing for a long time, but you never really considered it something that could be your career.
Right.
You know, because whatever you're doing, you want to be an expert at it, and it's hard to be an expert at something that doesn't go back, you know, to your earlier life and started from kind of like that ground level when you're a lot younger.
Yeah.
So I actually took graphic design.
Oh, okay.
And I went to Barbara Jordan High School for careers.
Wow.
And I would be working on little graphic design projects all the time for fun. Not thinking of it as something that would be like my future, because I never thought it was good enough.
Right.
I even made like an expansion team for the Texans before the Texans got here. Made little expansion football teams, all kinds of stuff. But it just never dawned on me that this is your. This is what you should be. And I think for a lot of people too, they may have something that they want to do, and they may have where they have put their time into their skills, and they may not realize that there's a way to combine the both of them if you look a little deeper into it. They can cross paths if you can find a way to do that that may just be right under your nose. But you just gotta look for it. And so I think that'll, if anybody apply that might figure things out.
I love that. I think you're absolutely right. That's actually one of the things I encourage here on Let's Vámonos is follow that inner child as well. That inner child is something that a lot of us don't realize to reconnect with, because when we did things when we were younger, those are some of our passions. Like because we had no worries, no bills, none of that, right? We just follow stuff that we love to do. So great words of wisdom. I really appreciate, because I think you have a lot of insight already, and I think you're definitely following something that you said that you were already good at it. You were already doing it.
I just didn't consider myself.
You just didn't consider it,
if I would have put stuff out there then, I probably would have been embarrassed. Like they're not going to think I'm a designer, but it is. Sometimes
we have to take that first step, right?
True.
So we really appreciate you sharing those words for us. For anybody out feeling a sense of like unease or not knowing where their goals are at or their career is at. One last thing before we go, because I know you do have a lot to share. What's next for Diverscity Clothing Co? Whether 2022 or 2023 or 2024.
So definitely, like I mentioned, the bomber jackets, they're up next. I try to introduce new items that we haven't done every year. Earlier this year was the swim summer. For this upcoming fall is going to be the bomber jackets. But it's all working toward being a well-rounded brand. I am working on doing the store. But I want the store to not just be any store. Like, I want the store to be a place where if you're from out of town and you come to Houston, it's on your short list of places that you want to go in order to get a good, just a good dose of raw and real Houston.
You want it to be an experience.
Exactly. I want you to be able to come in and be able to say, I know more about the city than before I came in.
Yeah.
Without
having to go to a museum.
Exactly.
Because I think we sometimes think that we got to go to a museum to educate ourselves, but that's not true. You just go to your local small business. Go to be able to create those experiences. Well, let's see if there's any more comments or questions. Drop them down below. We appreciate all of y'all here joining us today that have joined us. But we just also appreciate Adonis sharing his journey with us here on Let's Vámonos. This is season 3, episode 1, so you should feel special.
I do. I didn't realize this was the first episode.
Yeah, it's the first episode of this season. We're super excited we're doing a lot of things here on Let's Vámonos, so we wanted to start off with a good positive vibes, and I feel like the pink couch tonight, this evening. Again, if you are watching us live, thank y'all so much. We appreciate all of the comments and questions and views. And if you are interested, if you're not able to catch this right now and you had to step out, no worries. We'll be sharing on YouTube. So go to YouTube, subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. Also follow Adonis on Diverscity Clothing Co. on IG. I'll pop that up right here. But y'all, we really appreciate y'all. And anything else? Is that it?
What else y'all want to know?
Let's see. I'm gonna give them a couple more minutes. I don't see any comments coming through though, and no worries. No pressure. We really appreciate y'all. But if y'all want to know some more, DM him. They can slide into your DMs. Okay, cool. Because there's always that opportunity as well. Slide into the DMs. That's what I do. That's how I connect with everybody. Well, not everybody.
Instagram calls it business chat.
Oh, business chat. Well, we really appreciate y'all. And as always, like we like to say here on Let's Vámonos, thank you so much for the love and support. Let's Vámonos.
Vámonos.